Hey, what is up? So, sorry if I sound rough. I'm not sure if I do or not, but I have been recently. So, what I am going to say is that this video will probably have a very bad title. I am not actually supporting certain actions, but actually, might not have a bad title, but I'm just letting you know in case it does. And so, here's the problem. The problem is, with this video, I'm going to talk about a case from a Disney sitcom. This sitcom was called Dog with a Block. Now, interestingly enough, there was an episode, aside from the show itself being kind of whack, because, it's a dog and dog with So, here's why I believe. I believe that the parents are fools. I'm doing my best to avoid using the R word, but they are fools. Because, in the end, what causes there is that parents by nature are, I have no problem with people just wanting to become parents or whatever, but the problem is with a lot of parents, especially old school parents who haven't grew up with the internet, they have no idea how to actually manage it. Now I got two stories. The first one is from the show, the other one is my own. So the first one shows Dad with a blog, and the daughter is peer pressured, allegedly, and I quote, into a into logging in for a site called Buddy Bop. Now her parents, when she asked for an account, said no. So that was already a problem. They said no to a site that she could have clearly proved was safe under her management because, and of course, they made the same excuse. We trust you, we just don't trust the people, actually. And so what happened is that aside from this actually moment, you have the fact now she snuck on there, used Buddy Bob, talked with her friends, and instead of saying, okay, we get it, just stay safe, they instead made their own account or her account or something and started talking about leave our daughter alone or something. I forgot the exact thing. But it's just started bullying her because her parents made an embarrassing video, not knowing that they had accidentally recorded themselves on the webcam. And when Avery, the daughter, says, "You ruined my life," true fact, they say you ruined your own life for your mistake. Actually, you ruined your own life. Yeah, that's much BS. And I am not against people being parents, but, like, what the actual hell? As for the whole idea of these parents, there is another issue. Now, this other issue is, simply put, they could have avoided it IRL. Now, not those parents. Here's where my story comes in. So when I was younger, I was a huge Roblox fan. Okay, this is before Roblox was filled with predators and Epstein and all that. It's just basic games with basic people. And my parents hated Roblox because, they followed stories of internet safety, ooh, kids getting hurt, ooh. I'm actually, sorry, I'm just love using that sound effect. And so, therefore, I get wanting to keep your kids safe, but treating Roblox like it's the plague, treating everything else like it's porn, and acting like every single social media, at least at the time, was a danger is wrong. Now, eventually, I will say, I got Twitter later, also sneaking, but I was 14. They were angry AF. Now, they could have easily prevented this. How? Just let me have Roblox. I mean, it's not hard. Then, for the. Then, we have. But they didn't learn from Twitter, so therefore I had to do more and more and more to the point where I'm just like, now I don't really have social media except for this one because honestly, don't really care about social media. This is why you don't see me posting on Insta or whatever. I just don't use social media. But the reality is that people should be able to trust their kids without having to make excuses. If you don't trust your kids, just say it. Just say it. Don't say we just don't. Actually, we just don't trust the people. Trust your damn kids. And you don't know that you don't know about them getting kidnapped. You don't. You don't know that they're gonna be a statistic. You don't. And this mostly applies back then. Nowadays, this logic is completely incorrect. But this is just how I feel at the time, and who knows, maybe things have changed. Maybe things are actually dangerous now. But the reality is, these parents were clearly fools. They had no idea what they were talking about. My parents were fools, no idea what they were talking about. And I've talked to parents of my ex friends who said, "Yeah, actually, we don't trust social media." Like that to me is a word called bull freaking shit. Anyways, bye.